Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another Q&A leading up to the finale for Fear the Walking Dead Season 2. In this one, we'll be doing some brief death predictions. Pizza party! Mikey's original? No? Nobody? Had to grow up in the 80s. So tonight is Date of Death, Fear the Walking Dead Season 2, Episode 13. So pretty excited for it. And of course for the Q&A and death prediction, spoiler warning if you're not caught up to the end of Episode 12. So I'm excited to see Date of Death tonight. That gives us basically 1 week left for Fear with tonight's episode. The double finale, which is next weekend, which I'm really excited for. I mean, I get excited for one episode. Getting to see two back-to-back and a finale should be awesome. Should be totally hotness. And then we've got a bit of a break until The Walking Dead hits. But it's cool. You know, it's cool. It took us right up until October. And of course, there's lots of things to kind of get prepped about leading up to The Walking Dead. Almost done my trailer. I'm doing a trailer. It'll be a week after, like first week of October on the Sunday. I'm going to release it. So a couple weeks from now. So heads up for that, guys. It's pretty fun. It took a while to film and stuff, so it's going to be good. I hope you guys like it. Anyway, so topic for this one: Fear the Walking Dead finale death predictions. A bunch of people asked me for this one, and I decided, this is really, really hard to do, right? Because what we're doing is we're trying to give our thoughts on who we think is going to be killed off. We don't even know for sure if there's going to be a major character death, but because it's Walking Dead, it seems pretty likely that with Season 2 of Fear, we should get some kind of pretty big character death. For the Walking Dead original TV series, this was Shane's death. Oh, spoiler warning. Right? So that was a pretty big one, right? I mean, that was a really big death because up until that point, he was a central focus in The Walking Dead. I mean, he almost had as much screen time in Season 2 of The Walking Dead as Rick did. I haven't compared minutes, but I wouldn't be surprised if somebody put them side to side and they were either equal, or maybe Shane had even a little bit more screen time than Rick in Season 2. It would not surprise me at all because he was certainly a huge concentration. So for Fear, who do we think is going to be? This comment is from Grind for Greatness, and I like this one, and I decided to use this for it because I think it's really, really intelligent. He says, I figured out the finale reason why Alicia is getting so much screen time, having us care about her so much, because her mom wants her mom to care for her, and I think Alicia's death could make Madison recognize her like she always wanted. They are definitely building it up. So maybe language, I'm not sure, Grind for Greatness, or just maybe the way you type. But so what he's saying is, and I like this one a lot. Basically, guys, what do you think about the character? If there's a pretty big character death, do you think it could be Alicia? And as you go through them, I really think there's a few characters they can kill off, and I think there's a few characters they can't. If I look at Nick, for example, I think right now Nick is pretty much unkillable, or at least I would be shocked if they killed Nick off right now, because he's one of the characters that I think is the most attracting for viewers. He's got the guts thing going on. He's got some really cool things about him. He's interesting for the story. He does a lot of crazy stuff. Very few things are out of character for Nick to do, because of course he's an addict and everything, and he's going to be really good for the writers to have, because they can do all kinds of different stuff with him. They can even have a whole episode for just him with zombies, and it could be a good episode. So I think Nick is one of the ones that pretty much is a mainstay, has to survive. Madison is another one I feel like is a mainstay. I'd be very, very, very surprised if they killed off Madison. So she would be kind of like next on my list of, least likely. Then we get into characters like we have, maybe Travis and Chris. So Chris, yeah, I could see Chris being killed off, that kind of deal. But in terms of timing, it doesn't look like it, because it looks like Travis is leaving. And has he already killed Chris? I doubt it. If he did, that wouldn't be a finale. That would be leading up to the finale, a couple episodes, prior to the double finale. So I'd be surprised if it was Chris. So I tend to think Chris will probably survive through, and he'll probably become more of a villain in the next season. Then we have, so that's Chris. We have Travis. him too. He's kind of in the middle. You know, I could see them killing him off. You know, and then having maybe Kim or Madison, Kim Dickens Madison, become maybe the lead. You know, standout. So you know, I could see something like that with Travis. And then you get like, you know, Strand is injured, so you know it's possible they could kill him off. But I think he'll probably make it. And then we have finally out of our main characters, we have like, you know, Ophelia. She's off probably finding her dad, so she's got her own thing going on. It'd be pretty lackluster if she was killed by herself in the middle of nowhere. So I put her near the bottom of the like list as well too. Then you have, you know, Alicia, and yeah, I mean, you know, and then of course you have the new characters from the Colonial, which yeah, any of them could be killed off, but they're not really A-listers anyway. They've only been in the show for a little while now. So I think when you look at all of it, I really like this prediction from Grind for Greatness. Again, it's not mine, but when you look at Alicia, when you look at her with her mom and that, and kind of the smart things she's done and how she's had some time, and Nick has too. You could argue that Nick has had some concentration time this season, but I almost feel like Alicia has had more leading up to the finale and the stuff going on with her mom and that. So for me, I'd put most likely for death predictions for this finale. I agree with Grind for Greatness. I think Alicia is near the top there. I think, you know, maybe you could have Travis too and Chris, you know, but the others like I think that are safe would be Nick, would be Madison, Ophelia right now, you know, Strand, who knows, you know. So it's pretty tough to say, but for me, yeah, I do like your idea that maybe they're building up to that, giving her some time, making the relationship with her and her mom not noticing her even still. You know, I like that, man. That's a good prediction, Grind. So I think you might be right, man. Maybe she is most likely. But you guys can write your comments below. Who do you think is most likely to be killed off in the Fear Season 2 finale? If not Alicia, who else? Who do you think? Next question will be from Cuttage2. And he says, Trev, any idea about why Fear the Walking Dead is showing its final 2 episodes on the same night? No idea, Cuttage. I have no idea why they decided to do that. Maybe just they decided to do it because maybe last year Fear went right up to The Walking Dead, and maybe they felt like, who knows, maybe it hurt The Walking Dead's you know, kind of premiere, so maybe they felt like if there'd be a small break in between, maybe that'd be good for the show, for The Walking Dead's kind of big premiere, and it'll let people kind of get fester up to it. They'll finish this, and then they won't have anything, and then they'll get ready, and then boom, you get the big Walking Dead premiere. So maybe that's why. Maybe it's just how the weeks worked out, and they decided instead of having these, we'll put them both together, and then the next weekend maybe they'll show the same thing. I'm really not sure, but I'm happy that they're doing it. I think it's good because last year was pretty crazy going from Fear's finale to The Walking Dead's premiere, and I do feel like it did take away from The Walking Dead premiere a little bit because there was no break in between, right? So I think that's always good, at least to have a week or a couple weeks in between where in between their shows. I think is a good idea. Next one's from Swamp Fox. He says, Trev, Q&A, a couple questions for you. Number one, how do you think Travis will come to the hotel? Will he get there before the mob, even though we don't see him in the trailer standing with Madison at the gate? Or do you think he will be... I think he's... to answer your first question, I think he's looking for her because now that he's lost Chris, he's probably like looking for a group. He's probably looking for Madison. You know, that's his family really too, but... I think he felt responsible for Chris because his mother was killed and everything, and maybe as a father he was not always that good to him because he kind of left and had this new family, and so, you know, and now she's gone, so Chris is totally alone, so I think that's why he kind of went with him. But now that he knows that Chris is a lost cause probably, I think he's going to try to find Madison, so that's what I think he's doing there. I think he's looking for her in the group. And then he says, where do you think he will be in the mob at the gate when Madison sees him there in the middle of the crowd and then open the gate and everybody piles in? I don't think that would happen. If Madison did that, that'd be really stupid, and I'd start to think like, okay, she should not be the leader of this group if she's going to do stuff like that. But I think Travis will find a way in. Knowing that it's her, maybe he'll wait or maybe he'll go around or something. He's really smart, right? And pretty resourceful too, I feel like. I like Travis, man. He's a good man, so to speak. Which is all the more reason why he could be one of the ones that are killed off in the finale. Question 2, do you think that Mexican zombies are less aggressive, being that it seems that the group can get away with only putting a little blood on themselves and no guts? Also, the zombie wall are Mexican zombies less aggressive? Oh, man. Well, their workers certainly aren't. Mexicans that some of them that come here to work, on the farms and stuff right near where I live, man, these guys work their asses off, dude. These guys will work. They put us, a lot of us, to shame, man. They come over here and they bust their asses, dude. So if anything, I think Mexican zombies might be worse because they're so used to, working their asses off, and their cardio is usually better than ours is. At least. I can't back that up with science, but anyway. And guys, also the zombie wall at the Colonial are very tame because they're not even trying to get through the fence like they did at the prison. Thanks, Trev. Love your channel. Swamp Fox. Well, there are some differences between it. You're right. But maybe with that, maybe the Colonial people are not as easily visible for them. I'd have to look at the layout of that and everything, but... yeah, I just, and also they're being sort of fed too here and there, right? Like they're not being totally starved for too long, so the zombies are being fed. So it's a little bit of a different environment and everything. And we'll do a couple more. Next one's from Antonio 821. Antonio, he says, which do you think will run longer? And I think this is a good question. Z Nation or Fear the Walking Dead? Also, do you think we will see Alex again, or is that with her story, or is that it with her story from Flight 462? First question, what will last longer, Z Nation or Fear the Walking Dead? I'm going to guess that I think Fear will last longer, but I love Z Nation too, man. I'm really surprised Z Nation keeps getting renewed because it gets less than 1 million views an episode, and it must be pretty difficult to make compared to a lot of the series they do. But I'm happy. I love Z Nation. I've been reviewing it, and I enjoy the hell out of it. It's a lot of fun. It's just silly fun, man. It's just really fun. Sometimes I enjoy it more than Fear, and I'll say that, no problem. But it's a different type of show, right? Fear is more drama-based, more serious. Z Nation is more silly and comedic, and that's fine. There's room for both. Both are fine. Also, do you think we'll see Alex again? I think we will see Alex again. Somebody brought up maybe she and her group were the ones that stole the Abigail. I like that. That's a good idea. I think that is good. I think they'll use her again. I think so. I mean, she was in Flight 462. She's kind of important to the story. She's been kind of back and forth. And I think we'll see her again. I think she's more important to the story than just to be left in the background, and that's it. I think we will, definitely. MRJPCJ says, do you know what the Fear the Walking Dead radio waves are all about, and if they have a tie-in to the series at all? And I'm going to be honest with you, MRJPCJ, this will be the last one for today. I haven't gotten into them myself. I mean, after I watch the episodes, like I hang out with you guys, I try to talk with you guys as much as I can. I do the reviews, do the predictions, do the Q&As, all that stuff. That takes up my whole Sunday night, is blown after that, and I don't usually go back to watch the Fear radio wave stuff. I've seen them in the AMC channel, but I haven't really gotten into them myself. So maybe, I don't know, maybe it's something that we will see some characters in the future, come into Fear the Walking Dead connected with the radio waves. I have no idea, kind of like in the comics maybe right now, or them talking to a group prior, like we saw earlier in Fear, and then we see the guy who Alicia was talking to. But yeah, I have no idea. I know no more than you guys do. Probably a lot of you guys know even more about the radio wave stuff if you've actually listened to it through. I haven't, to be honest. So it's what it is. Maybe in the future. If it was regular Walking Dead, I probably would be amped to go check it out. But I personally haven't checked it out yet. So I'm not at that level with Fear. I love Fear. I enjoy Fear. But it's not at the same level as Walking Dead where I just want to, like experience everything they release for it pretty much. I'd even like to go to the one of those Halloween horror Walking Dead theme things they have. I've never been in one of those. I think those look really cool. I'd like to go to one of those one day. So if I ever do, I'll film it and I'll show you guys, because that would be a fun vacation. Maybe one of these years I'll do that. That'll be it for today's Q&A, guys. If you missed it, I did a Walking Dead one earlier, and of course I'm going to do the reviews and predictions tonight after seeing the kind of like the second last episode, the second last Sunday for Fear, and we're leading into the finale. If you guys like this video, please do me a solid, thumb it up below. You can also share and favorite, and if you're new and you want to subscribe, you can subscribe at the bottom left. That's it for this video today. I'll see you guys again soon for another. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See ya.